Today I'm making a English video for the second time because I made an English video for like a year ago when I talked about the true story about Annabelle, and that's a story that I really know, and that was why I chose that one, because back then it was really requested to make an English video, and I haven't done one since then. And I think it's really funny to talk English, or like funny, I really like it. It feels more like my language. I feel really home talking it, so I thought, why not make one more video when I talk English. So I thought what I could talk about, because like stories about myself or experiences and stuff like that, I really want to do in Swedish, so everyone can understand it, whether you're young or old or just bad at English. So you really can understand it. But a scary or a little more creepy story is maybe better to do in English. I mean, if you're very young and easily scared, you may not understand anything what I'm saying, and maybe that's good. I don't know, I just figured out I wanted to do an English video. So today I thought I would talk about black-eyed children, because that's another story that it's not even like a story, it's just like a thing that I know very much about and know very well. So that's why I chose that one, because I think it's very bad to take a story that I don't know. First I was thinking like maybe talking about the true story about a scary movie or something like that, but I don't know them so well that I can talk about them or like make a video about them. So yeah, black-eyed children. And I'm just gonna say that I'm not gonna take any pictures or anything in this video. You have to Google that yourself, because some people are easily scared and I just want to tell it, and I don't want to just like boom in your face and then have nightmares the rest of your life. No, it's like search for it on your own risk, just like that. But yeah, black-eyed children is, I mean, people don't really know what it is. They think it's a type, it's probably is a type of demon, because every type of demon can't come into your house unless you invite them. That's like if you watch some vampire movies, the vampires are kind of demon. They can't go into people's house unless they invite them. Like the Vampire Diaries. She's like, why are you standing there? And he's like, oh yeah. And it's because she needs to say, welcome, and you're invited here. And that's the same thing with black-eyed children. They can't come in unless you invite them. And you don't, I mean, you can't say like, just like send out an invitation and stuff like that. They come to your porch or like your door and they knock on your door, they can knock on your window, they knock somewhere, but they knock outside your house because they're not invited yet, unless like an previous owner has invited them to the house. Then I think they have access to the house to go however they want. But yeah, they knock somewhere outside the house. It's usually on like your door or a window. I think that's the only way they can get in contact with you. And then you maybe open the door or not. It's like you do you. You maybe just like lock it, call the police, and like, hello, it's some creep things outside. But when we say you open the door, you see it's often, more often than not, two children. It's not very usual just one. They usually come like a pair, two children, and there can be from like, I think the age of 5, 6, 7 to around 14, 15. I think that's somewhere between that. And you can easily just like, if you hear some children that knocks on your door, look at their eyes. If their eyes are completely black, I apologize for sound in the background because I have my window open right now because it's so hot, because it's summer, so I literally can't sit in my room if it's not open, so I apologize for that, but I surely have some creepy music in the background, so you may not hear it. And it can be my neighbors too. They have children, they like to scream. They woke me up in the morning. Back to the story. Yeah, so you can, if you are really scared of this and it's like some children knocking your door, just look at their eyes, because they can't do anything to you unless you invite them. So just look at their eyes and then you can close the door and lock it, go back to bed. It's really safe. But they usually say something like, they ask if they can come inside. And they usually have like a backstory, like they lost their mom, or they get away from their mom, or like something like that. Like they want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to be like, oh no, oh yeah, you can come inside. It's like they want you to feel like that. And yeah, that's also why they usually are so young, because they're children. But it can also be like two really young people, or two old people, or one old and one young. So it's not like they're all the same age, or like, but yeah, when they ask to come inside and you say no, they can either get very angry and upset, or they can just tell more about themselves. That's depends on who it is. Some of them is like gets, and they're so mad. But some people is more like, no, 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 please, please, please. And then they start talking about, because they really want you to feel sorry for them, so you want to invite them. Because sometimes you're like, no, and then they're like, but my mom is not here and she really needs to pick us up and la la la. And then you can be like, oh, yeah, but then come inside. But some of them doesn't even say anything more than, can we come in? And then you're like, no. And they're like, can we come in? And you were like, no. And they're like, yes, we will come in. And you were like, no. So it really depends. Just like humans and other creatures, they have different personalities. Because it's not like the same two spirits that just change forms and go away. It's like different persons. And some people have like seen them outside when they're like coming home, and they're like outside and they're like, what are you doing here? And they're like, can we come in? And they're like, nah. And then they get really aggressive. But I don't think they can hurt you unless you invite them. Maybe when you're outside, like your house area, the area you own in your house, maybe then. I'm not sure about that because I haven't heard about that. But some people have even experienced that black-eyed children have knocked on their cars, on their car window, and like, hi, can we come in? And then they're like, no. And yeah, I don't think that's very usual. It's more often than not just on your house door or window. Depends on where your windows and doors are. And it's not every time. Something I don't find the words to say, but sometimes it's more than the eyes that are off. It's like they're a normal human, but some things are off more than the eyes. Just like if you've read the novel, the comic novel or book of Coraline. Coraline is a movie by Tim Burton. I think Laika and Tim Burton, I think, I made that movie. It's a stop motion movie. It's like a child scary movie. A really great movie. Recommend you to see it. And yeah, then she in the book describes the other mother, because it's back. Long story short, girl Coraline, she and her family moves into a house. That house is like haunted by the other mother. That's like a little door when she goes through. She comes to another universe. Other mother is like a kind of demon thing. Yes, and the other mother looks like her mother, but she has button eyes, and in the comic novel and the book, she just describes her mom like she has 2 long teeth, she has really long red nails, and yeah, that's like the things that are off. And that's also this thing with black-eyed children. It's not only the eyes that's off, sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's just eyes, they're like a normal human. But a lady that experienced that, she just saw it through her kitchen window. She didn't open up because she was like, hell nah. And she heard like the child was like, please open up. And then he got really mad, because that's the usual, like, the things that happens the most is that they switch and get super mad, but sometimes they don't. And they sooner or later they will switch, but it can take longer time for some. And when she saw him, he had really long fingers. It wasn't a slender man, but he had long fingers, and when he talked, it was just like his mouth was just open and it came out words without moving. So she was really like, what? She took a picture of that. I saw a video with Viva la Julian. I can link that there, so you can go and watch that, because then they have the picture. He has the picture and everything there, if you want to see that. I don't want to take pictures, mostly because I'm scared myself and don't want to look at it. Respect, but I don't. And one story, because I have some stories with people that have experienced this, or I don't know if this is a true story either, I can't tell, but it's just like a little more of a famous story with black-eyed children. And of course my neighbor's children are outside right now. Yes, but it was a man that was with a lady, and he was in a bar, and this lady like was really attractive, so he followed her home. They slept together, and she was like a mother to black-eyed children. I don't know what to call her even, because she had a lot of black-eyed children in her house. Because when he woke up in the middle of the night, it was just black-eyed children everywhere, and he was like, what is this? And something I haven't even said yet, I don't know how I could just like forget it, is if you do let the black children in, usually they just like go inside, and sooner or later they will disappear out of nowhere, and then something bad will happen to you, like an accident, sickness. Okay, my neighbor's children sounds like psychopaths. But yeah, sickness, accident, something really bad. I don't know if you're going to die or if it's just gonna make your life miserable. I think it's a little bit from time to time, but I think most people die. And this man, I think he got sick later on and died after this experience. But the woman, she of course kept living because she had children. And I can't say that this is a true story, because we can't guarantee that anything we hear is true, but we can't guarantee that it's not. So yeah, I can't say either, because I can't guarantee it, because I don't know those people. That would be really weird. Or maybe not. Maybe I do know her. I just don't know that she's the... Just kidding. And I think that's the only story that exists that not about black-eyed children, but with someone that has a lot of them in their own house. Because usually, like I said, they disappear, then they die, so she must have been some kind of a demon herself, I think. But something that also exists that is even creepier, I'm gonna take that in this video too, because it's a little bit of the same theme, and that is white-eyed children. And that's not so big, because black-eyed children, it has also been in like news and newspapers and things, that's like people have reported of this, and like, hi, it's like a black-eyed children outside my porch that's like really mad at me. And yeah, it's been kind of big, but white-eyed children isn't that big. And if you're under 50, you're kind of safe, because the wide-eyed children usually comes to people around 50 and up. So yeah, I plan on die when I'm 49. Just saying. No, I plan on live forever. But yeah, and they like hypnotize you. So, and I don't think they knock on your door, they knock on your window. It's really hard to tell because people that's experienced them usually don't remember much of it, because they get like hypnotized to invite them, like looking at them. And they are like the same age as black-eyed children. The only difference kind of is that their eyes are white and they do different stuff. But they're like looking at, I think they look at the victim and then they automatically opens up the door and invites them. And they also like disappear, I think. I'm not very sure about wide-eyed children. I don't know very much about them because I've heard so much about black-eyed children, so I don't really know. I know they exist and that's what's happened, but I'm not sure what happens when they get invited. So, excuse me. So I will link a few videos up here on wide-eyed children if you want to know more about them, because yeah, I'm not really not so much about that. Sometimes I really lost the words. But yeah, there you have it. That's all I'm gonna tell about black-eyed children. And I will have some videos linked up here with more about this theme. Also my Annabelle video will be here if you want to check that out. And please comment stories you want me to tell, and if you want more English videos, because I think it's really fun to make. It's really like my home language. I usually talk to myself in English, think in English, Google in English. But I'm born and raised in Sweden. And both my parents are from Sweden, so it's maybe a little weird that I'm more to the English language. But yeah, that was all for this video. And I actually don't really know my outro on English, so I will just say bye.